This morning we are in Job 16 through 18, and we begin with the response of Job. I have heard this all before. What miserable comforters you are. Won't you ever stop blowing hot air? What makes you keep on talking? I could say the same things if you were in my place. I could spout off criticism and shake my head at you. But if it were me, I would encourage you. I would try to take away your grief. Instead, I suffer if I defend myself, and I suffer no less if I refuse to speak. Obviously, this is a good back and forth and a criticism of both parties, this debate, this philosophical, theological, social debate. But it does also remind us a little bit of how we interact with those suffering. It is easy when we seem to be winning or carefree to judge others, to remind them of where they went wrong. And sometimes we don't give enough grace to tragedy, to bad situations, to encourage and support instead of attempt to fix and cast blame. Chapter 17 expresses the emotional state of Job, this state he's in as he's being criticized. My spirit is crushed and my life is nearly snuffed out. The grave is ready to receive me. I am surrounded by mockers. I watch how bitterly they taunt me. You must defend my innocence, O God, since no one else will stand up for me. You have closed their minds to understanding, but do not let them triumph. They betray their friends with their own advantage, so let their children faint with hunger. This crushed and not snuffed out, this surrounded by mockers, this taunting, the innocence being defended. It is hard not to see the allusions here to Jesus, to his role to those suffering, to his own life. He continues, my days are over, my hopes have disappeared, my heart's desires are broken. These men say that night is day, they claim that the darkness is light. What if I go to the grave and make my bed in darkness? What if I call the grave my father and the maggot my mother or my sister? Where then is my hope? Can anyone find it? No, my hope will go down with me to the grave. We will rest together in the dust. And it's important to allow these great passages and moments in Scripture of despair, of loss, of suffering. For at any given moment, there are people going through feelings similar. And although it's nice to put on a happy face or to push someone to get up and start moving again, Scripture allows time and space for those suffering to cry out and to have nothing but the space and time. Chapter 18, Bildad is allowed a reply. How long before you stop talking? Speak sense if you want us to answer. Do you think we are mere animals? Do you think we're stupid? You may tear at your hair in anger, but will that destroy the earth? Will it make the rocks tremble? Again, these harsh words, but also not allowing a lack of wisdom or too much pride to get in the way. Surely the light of the wicked will be snuffed out. The sparks of their fire will not glow. The light of their tent will grow dark. The lamp hanging above them will be quenched. The confident stride of the wicked will be shortened. Their own schemes will be their downfall. The wicked walk into a net. They fall into a pit. A trap grabs them by the heel. A snare holds them tight. A noose lies hidden in the ground. A rope is stretched across their path. Terror surrounds the wicked and trouble them at every step. And this chapter ends with, they will say, this was the home of a wicked person, the place of the one who rejected God. And so Bildad does agree with Job that the wicked will get punished, and to not be dismayed that it doesn't seem to be happening right now, that there is really only one end to that, and it is just. But in this same way, Bildad does not particularly address Job's suffering. And so today I just encourage you to allow suffering, to allow others to suffer around you, to be a listening ear and an encouragement to whether it seems like their fault or not, or whether it seems like wisdom is failing, or that they're whiny, to allow them to suffer, to allow them to cry out, to remind them of a future to come, but to not force them into a place they can't go yet. And so, Lord, I just pray that we would learn from you, who is a great counselor, who is a listening ear, who loves us despite our faults, who makes up for our weakness and our failures. Lord, may we learn more and more how to be like you to those who are in need, to those who are in struggle. Amen.